Welcome to RSSDI TV 2020. I am Dr. Shahu Ingole and you are watching me on RSSDI TV brought to you by WOCARD. Today I am honored to have with me an eminent personality and renowned senior diabetologist from Mumbai, Dr. Hemanta Thakkar sir. Sir is the consultant physician and cardiometabolic specialist, Bridge Candy Hospital, Bhatia Hospital, Jasrook Hospital and Reliance Hospital. Welcome to the show, sir. So, sir, based on your recent talk in RSSDI, we would like to know what is the need for time in range and what is its clinical significance.
So, we had initially always a triad for glucose and diabetes, HbA1c, fasting sugar, and PP blood sugar. That was the glycemic triad. And then we have migrated to this concept of glycemic hexad, which means the sixer, where fasting postulant HbA1c के साथ साथ we have glycemic variability, we have hypoglycemia, and we have nocturnal hypoglycemia. And this glycemic variability is the one which contributes and which determines time in range, because it refers to the fluctuations in blood glucose levels, both peaks and troughs. And it is not only the between day variations, it is the intraday variations, within day variations. Remember, time in range is the one which fits in where how long or how many hours in a day is the diabetic well controlled. And that is the concept of glycemic variability. And glycemic variability leads to high oxidative stress, leads to increased risk of severe hypoglycemia, and that has long term implications in the treatment of the patient. You can have normal HbA1c or within reasonable control, but there are many phases of this HbA1c. You can have an HbA1c which is normal, but patient is having more hypos. You can have an HbA1c which is reasonably normal, where the patient is having high sugars swings. So this, as we say in our Hindi language, khicham tani of glucose can bring you to 7. But if the khicham is more in the lower end, you will get hypos, and tani is more in the higher end, you will have lot of glycemic variability. So this is important, that we need to minimize glycemic variability. And usually we say that the time in range, a diabetic patient for 17 hours in a day should be in the range according to his age. From, age wise, we say anything from 100 to 180 is time in range for 17 hours. Then you can have above glucose range, where level 1 hyperglycemia, level 2 hyperglycemia, and similarly below glucose range, so which is hypo 1 and hypo 2. This is the basic concept of my talk, because microvascular complications, which finally translate into mortality and morbidity of this nature, is determined by time in range derangements.
So, sir, what are the global recommendations for time in range?
So time in range says, according to the global recommendations, which is by the ADA, the ACE, everybody says diabetic populations, different diabetic populations should have different times in range. For example, type 1 and type 2 diabetics, they usually say the targeted range is 70 to 180. For older people, they say 70 to 180 for 70% of the time. So type 1 and type 2, 70 to 180 for 70% of the hours in the day, which is 17 hours. For older and high risk, they say for 50% of the time, where the lower levels are very, very low. You are not so very, very less in percentage. You cannot have hypos in the high risk and the older patients. Similarly, pregnancy has a different range, and gestational diabetes of type 1 and type 2 have different ranges. So taking into account these things, ADA has kept updating what ranges they should be. And now, with the advent of CGM, we are now advocating, especially in patients who have vacillating sugar control. If you can have CGM, then you can really optimize your time in range and fulfill this criteria.
So, sir, we would like to know what role does basal insulin play for time in range?
So remember, time in range is a concept where if for 70% of the day, yani ki for 17 hours in a day, your sugars have to be normal, then you have to have a drug which lasts for 20-25 hours. And that drug not only lasts, but has a constant, steady, unified, without fluctuation action. And what better drug for this, where their peaks and the troughs can be addressed, where the glycemic excursions, especially the postprandial or the interbrandial. Now, postprandial, of course, we can look after with short insulins, but the interbrandial periods, people are today eating, even if you say small frequent meals, at most they are eating 4 times. But the interbrandial excursions can only be addressed by some medication, by something which allows a horizontal line where there is not fluctuation. And for this, the second generation basal insulins. See, basal insulins are excellent in general, but now we have seen that the second generation basal insulin, which is Glargine U300, they have done a lot of euglycemic clamp studies, and they have shown that the within day variability was very little. In fact, they have compared the second generation glargine to the state of the art other longer acting or really long acting insulins like IDEG 100 and others. And they have found that if you don't do that, and if you use the right insulin, you will have no problem.
So, sir, thank you so much for sharing your views and joining us on RSSDI TV brought to you by Oka. Thank you so much.
Thank you.